anniversary of the debut of the very first color 3D film.
That's what I heard.
1954.
We can talk about the concept, though. We can talk about the concept, I guess.
Yeah, why don't we?
You can expect mostly sunny skies on your east coast.
You'll mention Avatar, of course,
There will be just a
I saw
slight
that
chance
in
for
3D.
some showers.
I love that.
Then things are going to turn sunny.
I mean,
We
gosh,
know
every time they jump out of one of those big trees and go flying on those
Yeah.
dragon things,
You know that.
his stomach could go up into your throat. It was fun.
$10 for a shot.
And I thought she was going to throw up.
You know, I'm trying to get these damn things for the theater.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
One
You know what, there's-
of our customers gave him a whole bunch of masks.
There's one guy on eBay, and I know it's one guy because all the shipping costs are like $13.65. He's got about 30 of those damn automatic hand sanitizer dispensers. He's got them on eBay, he puts them on there at 99 cents starting bid.
Oh.
They're selling for about 70 bucks a pop.
Whoa!
Sweet.
It's like,
Oh, I should probably get my sponsorship fees because
you have to go on
My
Amazon,
friend
they all
was
say
Yogi in
reserved for
Maryland
hospitals
selling
and
masks, and
medical
I'm trying to
people.
support her.
gotta love that.
Thank you.
What are we talking about?
Well, I've got a lot of stuff.
The very first color 3D film,
Things that I've been
Vincent Price
seeing
House
this
of
week.
Wax,
I want to talk
1954
about
on
Ed
this
Wood.
date.
I want to talk about Honor Blackman.
We invite you to be part of the show.
That's good.
You can express your opinions or ask.
And I ran across
calling 474-427.
a huge selection of Hindi movies that you can watch for free on
And welcome to
YouTube.
Oh,
Rim
excellent.
Country Forum today being brought to you by the Dana Law Group, Sunshine Cleaning and Restoration, Hospitality Wireless, Dan Good Flooring, Anytime Fitness, Choice Auto and Truck, and Holiday Cruises and Tours. 5 minutes past 9 o'clock right now, 52 degrees, looking for that high of 62. More on weather coming up here in just a little bit. Not more on weather, but more on the topic of weather. We'll give you a complete more on weather forecast here coming up in a little while.
Stupid weather, who needs it? Stupid weather.
And of course, it's Friday morning, and that means that it's time to hear from some folks that we tend to hear from every Friday morning at this time. Yes, you guessed it. You need a clue? Well, we can give you a clue. As a matter of fact, your
Turn it up,
hometown
turn it
movie
up.
guys.
Turn it up, turn it up.
Crank it up, baby. Hey, your hometown movie guys, Tina, Craig, and Andy with us in the studio talking about movies that aren't playing at the Sawmill Theater, but will be soon. And actually,
We are the Intrepids.
that's right. You know, one of the cool things is we were just talking earlier on the air this morning, and I think we were talking about it yesterday too, about the need for a drive-in theater. And lo and behold, Craig from the Sawmill Theater also says we're not the only ones that have been talking about this. Apparently everybody's been talking about it, and you're kind of toying with the idea of maybe being able to do something down there in the parking lot.
Yeah, maybe. I've had a few people approach me on it now, and I've looked into it a little bit. They have inflatable screens.
Inflatable screens.
Inflatable movie screen, and
That double as a bounce house after the movie's over? Or?
it could, I guess, yeah, sure.
And then what, low power FM transmitter? So
Yeah,
people just
yeah.
turn on their stereo in their car? And
Yeah, you listen to it over the radio, and
Dang.
just
I love
something
it.
to kind of get people out and doing something and still be, you know, safe out there.
The Sawmill Theater's fogging up windshields once again. Gotta love it.
Yeah,
I can't remember, you know, the last time I was at a drive-in was,
Don't go there.
yeah, there's certain parts of this we don't want to talk about, but that was a number of years ago, and I just, there's fewer around. There's still a few around. Oh, he laughs.
The guffaw.
Well, see-
Andy the guffaw.
See, my wife and I, we don't need movies to fog up the windshield anymore. We just,
Self-propelled, are we?
that's right, we just come up with our own drama.
yeah, we're still, you know, very unsure about when the theater's going to get opened up again.
Right. You know, I'm, for whatever it's worth, Violet Ream, I'm really optimistic. I think in another couple of weeks, we're going to be looking back at this more than we're looking forward with questions. But we shall see.
Well,
Time will
no,
tell.
if we can do something in May, that would be great. Even Memorial Day weekend.
Right, and I see that the Matazel Casino, a lot of social media promotion right now saying they're going to be opening back up May 1st.
Are they going?
So,
May 1st,
they-
May Day, that's the common
May
holiday.
Day, May Day.
Woo!
Yeah, yeah, well, I kind of, yeah, I think that they might be, you know, right on target. They're always kind of leading the charge anyway, but I think
Yeah.
this might be a a great, we just need to look optimistically as we move forward instead of all this
There
sky
is,
is falling nonsense.
there is. I mean, I know 2 people personally who have been cured by the combo, the quinine and the antibiotic. And my husband was even telling me this morning that people with a heart condition, one of my best friends has a heart condition, there's a variation on that which will work for them.
Mhm.
So people with a heart condition have a problem with quinine. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, as I just made that up. Nobody's ever said that
Yeah,
before,
right.
of course.
But we need to look at the positive side of things, and there is a lot of positive. I mean, some of the numbers right now look like we may be really flattening the curve, especially here in Arizona,
Right.
and even in some of the more hard-hit areas. So a lot of good things to be looking at.
Yeah, there's so much uncertainty with it. I guess that's the biggest problem I see, that we just don't know.
So how big are these inflatable movie screens?
16 foot by 9 foot.
Wow.
So nothing.
So 9 foot tall, 16 feet wide. That's a good size
Or
screen.
now 16 foot diagonal.
A diagonal.
Diagonal. So,
Okay.
yeah. So we're.
And then what's the 9 foot part?
Deep?
The height, I think height on it.
Okay.
9 feet high.
Interesting. That should make for a great size screen for a parking lot.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And like I said, it's just kind of a thing to do, and where people can go out and.
Do you have any idea of when you might actually be making the corporate decision?
Yeah, no idea.
Okay.
We're kind of early in the.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens or not. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Well, I can see you've been scratching your head on this, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, inside joke.
So we're, no, but, as far as the theater thing, yeah, we're gonna follow guidelines. I think that's pretty much where we're at.
Gotta love it.
If the governor lifts these restrictions, of course, that's kind of where everyone's waiting on.
But, I mean, way to, be thinking about this from a community standpoint. That's what you guys are always doing. You've done so many great community benefits there at the theaters and everything. Nice to hear that you're thinking your way through this as we all get through it together. We also mentioned earlier today, Andy, that today is the anniversary of the very first color 3D movie in 3D. Back on this date in 1954, Vincent Price, House of Wax.
Ooh, awesome. By the way, for those who have not seen it, Paris Hilton did a remake of House of Wax that was actually very, very good, if you like scary movies.
Really?
Yes.
Paris Hilton?
Yes, the Paris Hilton.
Oh, her.
Famous for home movies.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I would have gone for, someone like Dolly Parton or somebody that's, maybe House of Plastic.
Jeez.
Anyway, it's,
House of Silicon.
yeah, well, I wasn't going that low, but I was thinking more of the face, but nonetheless.
You can count on it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so,
Before we get too crazy here, I would like to bring the attention of the people out there in Radio Land to the recent passing of Honor Blackman. Honor Blackman, of course, most famous for her role in Goldfinger
Yes.
as a Bond
As
girl.
Pussy Galore. I have to say it, it was.
can't make these names
I'm
up.
sorry, that was it, and Ian Fleming, that was his concoction, and my claim to fame, I mean, one of the few, is that I lived in the house in Jamaica where Ian Fleming and Noel Coward had lived, and apparently they were party animals during the 50s, so,
gee, what a shock, huh?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Right.
Interesting. Well, I'm not sure how we top any of that.
Well, just on continuing on the Honor Blackman note, I'm not sure if this was the last movie that she ever made, but just a few years ago, she was the star in Cockneys versus Zombies. And Cockneys versus Zombies is probably the only movie that ever pitted people in an old folks' home against a zombie outbreak. There's one scene in there where
And you have seen this apparently.
oh, absolutely,
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
of course.
okay, good.
There's one scene in there where somebody about my age has a walker and is fleeing from a zombie. Fortunately for him, it's a slow zombie, but it's just hysterical. to see this guy looking over his shoulder, the zombies after him, and he hops his walker. It's just great.
I think I've missed that movie somehow or other. I'm not sure.
Oh,
what
you don't go to the movies, you don't fool me.
Well, what about right now with everybody having to, do the self-isolation, people staying at home and stuff like that? I know that none of you could possibly stop watching movies.
That's right.
What's the
That would be an obscenity.
what's the latest streaming mecca going on in your house, Tina?
Let's see, I saw a movie with Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman and the great Danny Houston, son of John Houston. And it's kind of a formula.
And related to Angelica Houston too, right?
Yes, indeed,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I'm trying to, it was something about Fallen Angel, or,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, Fallen Angel is the
Yeah.
most recent.
Yes, and it was serviceable. I mean, it was, very formula.
Serviceable, is that a movie critic terminology?
Yes,
or-
it is.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yes.
the third in the series, beginning with Olympus Has Fallen, then London Fallen, and now Angel,
Angel Fallen, or Fallen Angel.
Fallen Angel,
Or
something
something,
like that, yeah.
yeah.
And it's,
Where if we diagrammed it, we would have to, we could show that it could go anywhere in the sentence. It's not a sentence, of course. Ooh, yeah, I know. I do that in my classes. I diagram sentences.
that's probably a good idea. I'm, in the hiatus here, I've been editing my most recent book, soon to come out, Time Smash Malta, but I haven't, it's a science fiction book.
Yeah. I thought it was a math equation. I wasn't sure.
But I haven't thought to do the diagramming of the sentences.
Well, you don't need to. You're reading it out loud to yourself, and that's how you edit, that's how I edit, that's how my students edit, or if they know what's good for them. And, yeah.
Hey, we have to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, talk more with our movie guys. Also coming up in our second half hour today, Gila County Sheriff Adam Shepard is going to be with us, so stick around. Lots more to come right after these words.
Nobody tells
So-
us anything.
We only get a half an hour?
I'm sorry.
We're not paying.
But that's right. So you have set a new first.
I'm sorry?
You've set a new record for
Yeah.
KMOG. Never before in the 35 years of KMOG's history, in one sentence, has someone used the terms pussy galore and concoction. Thank you for that.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
At all.
I had all these one-liners like, no, can't say that, no. Can't say
No,
that.
no, no. Well, you know what, the way Sean Connery said, juicy.
Oh, yeah.
You can give them the note that I gave you if you want.
Yeah, it says here, don't quote me, but just, we're talking about the drive-through. Don't quote me, but just think, high school kids won't have to sext anymore.
Sure they will. They'll be sexting like between.
People sitting in the
Between
front
cars,
seat,
yeah.
Well, maybe if that's a prophylactic, that would be fine.
Yeah, we practice safe parking. Stay clear of those cars with the wide load sign. All right, I have no idea where we're going next, but let's find out.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood, you watched Ed Wood, that's a good movie.
No, I just want to talk about it. But I have seen it.
Yes, but that, Johnny Depp was in that.
17 minutes now past 9 o'clock, 52 degrees, and our first half hour this morning talking with your hometown movie guys, Tina, Craig, and Andy with us in the studio. And how about you, Andy, when it comes to, this whole home isolation thing, you've been streaming movies at home?
I don't know how to stream, but I do get them in the old-fashioned way, in the mail from Netflix,
Oh.
and I've been Netflixing.
Oh.
I saw, this week I've seen Yesterday. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie.
Well, what'd you watch yesterday?
Yesterday I watched Feral.
Oh, okay.
Really?
And?
Well, unbeknownst to me, and this, I'm not making this up or trying to just make a jest. It's the way it was described in the blurb at Netflix. It was kind of a thriller, kind of a scary sort of a thing. But it turned out, oddly enough, it was a zombie flick.
Oddly enough, what a bonus for you.
I know.
What a name for a zombie flick, right?
Yeah, fair. Well, yeah, and the setup is that somebody gets, see if you've ever heard of this one before. 6 medical students go out into the woods to a cabin to spend the weekend.
And they hide behind the wall of
That is
chainsaws.
so ingenious.
I know.
Quick, go hide in the cemetery.
Somebody gets bit by something that they have a hard time describing, but it's a zombie. And it goes rapidly downhill from there.
Yeah, hard to imagine.
But as things go, did you guys ever see the TV series on PBS called Connections?
No.
Okay, well, never mind then. But it's fun because when you see something and then you're stimulated to examine the director and what the director has done in the past. And it turned out that the guy that directed this, guy named Mark Young, also directed a movie called Wicked Blood that I think was a direct-to-DVD. But Wicked Blood had Jake Busey, James Porfroy,
Wait, is that a Gary Busey?
Gary Busey, and
Really?
yeah, Abigail Breslin. So I'm going to order this one out just because it has such a great cast.
Very
And
interesting.
Abigail Breslin, even though she's just a puppy, still has been in 3 major deal, full-on Hollywood zombie movies, and nobody else has.
It's a real claim to
You need
fame.
to adopt her.
I would if I could.
20 minutes past the hour, we have a caller on the line. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Hey, Terry, how you
Hey,
doing?
Terry.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Wow.
Well, that didn't work out too well. I think I have a record now.
You know, I have not watched it yet, but I know that this weekend I am going to have some time because we're all going to be sticking kind of close to the home. And I've read the DVD cover on that, and I've never heard of the movie before, but it sounds interesting.
Oh, it's great.
You've never heard of the movie before?
Oh, man.
No, oddly enough, Zulu. Was that a biggie?
Oh,
Yeah.
boy! You kidding?
Michael Caine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, this is
Hey, thanks for dropping it up, Terry, and I'll definitely do a review on it here, and I appreciate that.
Now he'll let us do a review.
Apparently, this is.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
I haven't
We'll
thought
catch you
about
up.
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time. And
That's
that Mike
boy,
Perry?
it is really
Great
something.
Well, it looks
Was
like
that
it
Mike
dates
Perry?
back to, I don't know, the
Was that
60s,
Mike
60s or
Perry?
70s, yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at the artwork on the front of the DVD
Yeah,
cover.
and it's Michael Caine. It's an early Michael Caine.
Yes, yes.
And it's absolutely terrific. It's one of those kind of traditional Hollywood of
Epics.
the era epics. Yeah.
And it's actually based on a true story.
Yes,
Yes.
the defense of Rorke's Drift
Yes.
in South
And
Africa.
just when you think Rourke's Drift couldn't be defended,
Oh, no, they did a great job. The defense of Rorke's Drift was a battle that generated, and it's, like the 30 British soldiers, something like that, against 5,000 Zulus.
right?
And the Rorke's Drift generated more Victoria Crosses than any other battle in British
This
history.
was an
Wow.
1879 battle.
1879.
Yes, sir.
Well, gosh, now I'm going to have to watch another movie.
Same year as, I believe, as
You were
Little
born?
Little Bighorn.
Oh, Little Big One. Okay.
Let's say, Monty Python did a great skit on it in
They did?
Meaning of Life.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah, where
yes.
one of the officers gets his leg bit off by a tiger.
It's just a flesh wound.
I'm not dead.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Yes, and
gosh.
the great Jack Hawkins was also in that, and I love Jack Hawkins. Yeah.
Now you've reminded me that it's been too long since the last time I saw any Monty Python material. I'm going to have to go see what I can stream on that. I don't know, I got addicted to that stuff back in the 70s and never quite got over it. So how about you, Craig? What do you, I mean, when you have to take a break from the theater, do you take a break from movies too, or?
No, you know what, I'm binging some stuff, Fringe and that Sleepy Hollow. I talked
Oh, yeah?
about that last time, so.
Right.
Yeah, just some older TV shows I'm going through.
Right? Gotta
A
love
little
it.
bit of stuff. Watched Dark Phoenix the other night, last X-Men movie.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was a little sketchy.
Food fight.
Telling you today what movies not to watch. It's the movie guys.
Well, you know, this is, like you said, this is a good time to watch some of these, you know,
Yeah.
kind of B movies that are,
B.
they're,
The alphabet isn't long enough for
And
that.
that BCE movies.
And that brings us to Ed Wood.
Oh,
We get
yes.
down into the Z category.
Yes, yes. Andy needs to talk about Ed Wood, both the director and the movie.
Yeah, Ed Wood was an alcoholic movie director of essentially no talent whatsoever. But he was relentless. He would scrape up some money and go out and make a movie. And all of them were just absolute rubbish.
Well, he was real good friends with Bela Lugosi.
Yes.
Yes.
He met Bela Lugosi in the late 40s, and they became like besties. And those of you not familiar with the history of Bela Lugosi, he had a very severe sciatica, and in those days it wasn't.
And if you're not familiar with that, it's a pain in the butt,
Yeah.
Thank you.
certainly. That's what I'm here for.
You're so dependable.
Yeah, but he can't match my previous.
No,
You know, when it comes to those pains, it all depends.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're not. You don't care.
Not much.
Anyway, to combat his pain, he eventually became addicted to morphine. Bela Lugosi
Oh,
did.
really?
Yeah, and he was also depressed, and he was sad towards the end of his life. And,
Well, he played Dracula. I mean, this is
Yeah.
not.
And he's actually got his start
Not
back
a
in
frothy
silent.
little role there.
And he'd been in movies since back in the silent movie days.
yeah, I think so.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, Ed Wood was very good friends with him and helped him through the kind of his worst periods in his life. And it turns out that Bela Lugosi's, in a bunch of his movies, including Glenn and Glenda, Ed Wood liked to dress up like a girl and wear Angora sweaters. And this guy's a World War II Marine.
Really?
Yeah, and he wasn't gay. He just liked to dress up like a girl and wear Angora
I'm a
sweaters.
lumberjack.
Yeah, okay. But Bela Lugosi was in that 1953. He made a movie called Jailbait in 1954, which is only interesting because it was starring Steve Reeves. And
No way.
way.
Oh,
Totally
Steve, I
way.
was so in love with Steve Reeves when I was a kid. Man, I had such a good.
Randy's had no idea. Tell him who Steve Reeves is.
Well, he played, was it Ulysses or?
He played everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like a big, epic, the Hollywood epic.
Muscle
Greek,
man.
Muscle man, Greek and Roman.
Sword fighting
Oh,
stuff.
goodness.
Superman.
Sorry,
Steve
I'm
Reeves.
I'm
I haven't even thought about him, and now my whole day is made better.
I'm still hung up on the Marine that dresses up like a woman, Semper Fi.
Yeah.
Pumps her heels. Whatever's right. 27 past the hour, and
But we have to talk about the 1995 movie Johnny Depp made as Ed Wood, that was directed by Tim Burton and Martin Landau. We all remember him.
Yep.
He got an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And he played Bela Lugosi.
Yes, he did. And
Martin Landau did?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I know him from Mission Impossible.
Yes, you
Yep.
do. No, no, no.
Yeah.
But Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh my goodness.
That was Bela Lugosi's last film. He died in the production of the thing. Also starring Vampira.
Oh, wow.
Vampira plays a character in the movie that is described in the credits as Vampire Girl. Also, the amazing Griswold.
I've never heard of any of this.
This is why you have us.
Wow.
I knew
We
there
know
was a
stuff.
reason, I knew there was.
We know
Wow.
Jack stuff.
Yeah, and a guy named Tor Johnson, or I'm sorry, Tor Johnson, who was another muscle man. He was a professional wrestler from Sweden, and apparently he was a friend of Ed Wood's too, because he also played in Bride of the Monster.
That's a creative
We're
name.
winding down now.
I couldn't tell.
Plan 9 from Outer Space
That was a good movie.
was named in 1980 as the worst movie ever made.
Wow, that's,
It's
something
Mystery
to
Science
aspire to.
Oh, yes,
3000
yes.
type of grist.
And
That is, by the way, if you're really bored at home, go watch Mystery Science 3000 on Netflix. It's great.
But please, out there in the listening audience, if you ever have a chance to see Plan 9 from Outer Space, please see it. You need to calibrate your eyeballs.
You need to drink heavily.
Oh,
You need
jeez.
Everclear, right?
Oh,
so there you
no,
go.
the greatest movie ever made, might be Gone with the Wind, or it might be Citizen Kane, but the other end of the scale needs to be processed as well, so that you can grade your movies. I get grief all the time because I give too many saw blades to movies, and that's because most people don't realize how utterly awful movies can be.
This
And
is,
you
he
need to
gives, he
watch
gives like
Plan 9.
minus 5 star blades.
It's-
in
it's
this one.
Minus 5-star blades for Plan 9 from Outer Space. In this one, you can see the strings holding up the spaceship.
This is Craig's kind of movie.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, we're out of time,
Not too far.
sadly. But I'm anxious to hear more, hopefully next week,
Oh, yeah.
on the idea of, maybe, who knows, maybe a little drive-in theater action going in outside the
Yeah,
zone.
we need to find a short-range FM transmitter.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
need a
that would-
short-range FM transmitter,
That would help along that would help the process.
All right, so we'll find out more about that and we'll keep you informed. We have to take a
Hindi
fast break. When we
language
come back, we're
movies
going to be
next week.
talking with
Hindi.
Gila County Sheriff Adam Shepard. Talk about switching gears. We'll get to that right after this.
Somebody saw one of these in the Knolls.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, it was a bobcat?
Wolf.
Oh, a wolf.
Shoot,
There's been
shovel.
a number of